Parliament has approved the proposal for government to borrow about 700 billion shillings to facilitate the UMEME buyout. The motion to borrow was presented by the State Minister for Finance, Henry Musasisi, who asked Parliament to authorize the government to borrow the amount from Stanbic Bank for the UMEME buyout. The power distribution concession for UMEME comes to an end this month, after which the power company will hand over to government-owned UEDCL. However, the chairperson of Parliament's Committee on National Economy, John Bosco Ikojo, while reading the report of the Committee on the Loan Request, asked Parliament to halt the approval of the loan until the report of the Auditor General is presented to Parliament.
When we had an interface with the Office of the Auditor General, a few days ago, they requested that they could be given 1 week up to Tuesday next week for them to be able to come up with a buyout figure. This constrained the committee members, and it constrained me personally as a chairperson. I tried to convince the members, and the members gave their position that given their observations and recommendations, the committee recommends that government approval to borrow for UMEME buyout be halted until the report of the Auditor General is presented to Parliament. I beg to move.
Minority reports were presented by Maracha County MP Dennis Oguzuli and the Bale County MP Charles Tebandeke, also asking Parliament not to approve the loan request until the Auditor General presents a report and a cost-benefit analysis on the UMEME buyout.
Why should we have been investing in substations through loans. We have been building lines. Why should someone come and claim this thing as the investment, and you want this process to be rubber stamped without Auditor General doing good work? So today, this country must watch whether they have elected MPs to come and represent their interests here, or they are working in somebody's interests. Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, let nobody intimidate you. Nobody should intimidate you. No.
Despite these pleas, the Pajere County MP Isaac Otimgi asked Parliament to pass the motion, which was then approved by the House. Parliament has approved the deployment of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, the UPDF, in South Sudan for a peace enforcement mission. MPs have argued that the deployment speaks to Uganda's commitment to patriotism, nationalism, and Pan-Africanism. The motion to deploy the UPDF in South Sudan was tabled by the Minister for Defense, Jacob Maxon-Oboth, who told Parliament that Uganda has a long-standing role in safeguarding the lives and property of Ugandans and Africans at large through strategic military interventions in various countries across the continent. Oboth said the deployment in South Sudan was also done in the spirit of brotherhood and solidarity. The motion was seconded by Kilak South Member of Parliament, Gilbert Olanya. The motion to deploy the UPDF in South Sudan was approved by Parliament without debate from opposition voices, since the Speaker, Anita Mong, did not allow for their views to be put across.
Request members that I will not allow a lot of debate on this matter for the sake of the safety of our members out there and for the sake of our relationship with that country. Yeah, adopted by this House doesn't see the upper name. The eyes have been.
MPs on the Public Accounts Committee have castigated Ministry of Finance officials responsible for the Competitiveness and Enterprise Development Project for wasting taxpayers' money on unnecessary consultancies. The committee discovered that over 9 billion shillings had been spent on consultancy for just one project, which they deemed extravagant. This included 4.3 billion shillings on consultancy, 1.9 billion on monitoring and supervision, and 316 million shillings for environmental impact assessments. The Budadiri West MP Nathan Ndala Mafami, along with the committee chairperson Mwanga Chivumbi, directed the project coordinator John Marie Chawalabye to explain the multiple expenditures on consultancy.
I see consultancy services 4.3 billion, consultancy service CAP appraisal and feasibility studies 3.8 billion, mentoring and supervision 1.9 billion. How much money did you spend for workshops and seminars? 1.9, Chair. 1.9. Consultancy, this is what Honorable Mandela is talking about. You have a consultant there of... That's 4 billion? That's 4 billion. For consultants? For consultancies. Yes, there are many, but you can name this one.
Heathrow Airport is closing all day today because of a large fire at a nearby electrical substation that supplies it. Heathrow Airport is experiencing a significant power outage because of the fire, a statement from Heathrow said. Passengers are advised not to travel to the airport and should contact their airline for further information, says the statement. Heathrow is UK's largest airport, handling around 1,300 landings and takeoffs each day. A record 83.9 million passengers passed through its terminals last year. The fire at the substation in Hayes in West London has left thousands of homes without power and caused around 150 people to be evacuated from surrounding properties. For more stories and the latest updates, log on to sanufm.com.